Level E, lesson 23. Go ahead and open your textbook or open to your textbook page and find part 1. These are mixed numbers, mixed fractions. Okay, remember how to figure out the fractions the fast way. You start with the denominator, multiply by the whole number, and then at the top of the fraction. Go ahead and copy the numbers in part 1. Write an equal sign and write the fraction that it equals. Let's go ahead and do A together. I suppose we'll do B too. 3 and 7 over 8, that's A, and B, 1 and 5 over 9. Remember, the denominator stays the same. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug my denominators in. 8 times 3, 24, plus 7, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Here's my new fraction, 31 over 8. B, 9 times 1 is 9, plus 5, which is 14. 14 over 9 is my new fraction, my improper fraction. I want you guys to go ahead and do C, D, and E on your own. You guys are more than welcome to use a calculator. When you are ready, you may unpause and we will move on. Find part 2. More on prime numbers. I'll read what it says. Follow along. The smallest prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Any number that is not prime can always be shown as prime numbers multiplied together. 24 is not a prime number. It can be shown as prime numbers multiplied together. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. The numbers 2 and 3 are primes, so the equation shows primes multiplied together. 45 is not a prime number. It can be shown as a prime number multiplied together. 3 times 3 times 5. Any prime numbers that are multiplied together are called prime factors. Find part 3. The prime factors are shown. To find the answer, you multiply. Value A, 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. Those are your prime numbers. You can do the multiplication with your calculator. So, our first problem. 2 times 2 times 3 times 7 equals what? Let me go ahead and write B down too. 2 times 3 times 5. So we are multiplying prime numbers. These are prime fractions or prime factors. Okay, goodness. All right, so problem A. 2 times 2 times 3 times 7 equals 84. That's my answer to my prime factor there. Problem B. 2 times 3 times 5 equals 30. My answer for that prime factor. Those are pretty easy. Go ahead and do C and D on your own. We're going to jump over to part 4. All right, part 4. These are fractions. You are going to write the complete equation to show each fraction and the whole number it equals. Remember, read the fraction as a division problem. That tells you how to work the problem on your calculator. Fraction A, it looks like this. Okay, fraction A is 560 divided by 5. I'm going to work it on my calculator. So 560 divided by 5 equals 112. Easy peasy. B. My fraction for B is 749 divided by 7. To type this in, 749 divided by 7 equals 107. Okay, those are also pretty easy peasy, so go ahead and complete the rest of those on your own. You may use a calculator. I hope you have one. All right, next we're gonna jump over to part 5. Your turn in part 5. Work the problems in part 5. Remember to write the equation, circle the big number, make a number family, and use your calculator to figure out the answer. These are your working your word problems. Don't forget to have a label so I know what you're talking about. When you are finished, you may find part J on page 69, and you can check your work. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump over to the workbook. Lesson 23 in the workbook. Complete each equation. If the fractions are equivalent, write a simple fraction below. Okay. All right, so problem A. 3/8 times blank equals 15/40. Okay, so to find the numbers in the middle, 15 divided by 3 is 5. 40 divided by 8 is 5. Okay, so 5/5 is equal to 1. So I know that these are equivalent because these numbers are the same. So 3/8 is equal to 15/40. Okay, problem B. Actually, I'm going to skip B, C, and I'm going to do D with you because that's the only one that we might have some trouble with. All right, so 4/1 times blank equals 28/6. So this is kind of like a different type of problem that we haven't really seen before. All right, so 28 divided by 4 is what? Hold on. Oh, let me double check. Oh, thought I wrote the wrong problem. Okay, so 28 divided by 4 is 7. 6 divided by 1 is 6. Look at this number. I have 7 and a 6. Does that equal 1? No. So are 4/1 equal to 28/6? No. So I don't have an equation that I can write. I can't write this equation because those are not equal because these numbers are different. If these numbers were both the same, then they would be equal. Let's go ahead back up to B, and I'll do B with you as well. 2/7 times blank over blank equal to 16/56. All right, 16 divided by 2 is 8. 56 divided by 7 is 8. 8/8 is equal to 1. So I know that 2/7 is equal to 16/56. Okay, so those are equal to fractions because this number and this number are the same. This is not equal to because 7 and 6 are not the same. Go ahead and complete the rest of those problems in that part. When you are finished, we will move on to part 2. All right, part 2, some long division. Your problems look like this. 940 divided by 4. Okay, this one I do not want you to use a calculator so that we can learn how to do these on our own. Okay, so 4 goes into 9 how many times? A number that's close to 9 but not over on the 4 line. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. 4 does not go into 1, so I got to bring down my next number, 14. 4 goes into 14 how many times? A number that is close to 14 but not over. 4 times 3 is 12. 14 minus 12 is 2, and I'm going to bring down my 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times. My answer is 235. You only have 2 more there. I want you guys to go ahead and try those independently. Part 3. This is another table. The first column is for decimal values. The second is for fractions. Row A looks like this. 0.16. How do I show that as a fraction? 0.16 1600ths, because it's got 2 digits after the dot. Remember, 1 digit after the dot is tens, hundredths, three digits is thousands. All right, so I would write this over 16 over 100. Problem B, 0.018. Okay, that's 18 thousandths. Okay, so if it's 18 thousandths and I have 1, 2, 3 digits after my dot, my decimal, 1, 2, 3 thousandths, so I know I have to put 18 over 1,000. Okay, go ahead and complete the rest of that on your own. When you are finished, go back to the book and complete the independent work. And when you are done, please submit to your teacher.